mayor and I have spent some time with the officer, his wife, his mother-in-law. The officer had just recently come off of probation. What I would ask is that you all keep all the victims of today's horrific incident in your thoughts and prayers. And now I'd like to ask Mayor Rahm Emanuel to say a few words. And now I'd like to ask Mayor Rahm Emanuel to say a few words.
In the span of a few hours, the superintendent and I have seen the emotional highs and the emotional lows of the Chicago Police Department family. We started this morning at a promotion and a graduation at Navy Pier, one of the largest in our history. A graduation and a promotion which are fondly remembered by the families that attend. A milestone that is cherished. Just hours later, a death in the line of duty. Selfless in his actions. That's a moment we all fear. The city of Chicago lost a doctor, pharmaceutical assistant, and a police officer, all going about their day, all doing what they love. This tears at the soul of our city. It is the face and the consequence of evil. Every one of us will celebrate in a few days time with our family in the holiday. We have members of the Chicago family who in both this holiday and other milestones in their family will not be there. I ask each of us to hold our children, our loved ones, all that closer. Remember what is important in life. And that there are others who are part of our larger family who will have a tear and a hole that will never really heal, but will always have a scar. We left the superintendent and his leadership team, Kevin from the FOP, the police and fire who all responded and did a heroic effort, and also the doctors and nurses here and in other hospitals who did a heroic effort I want to thank them and remember them. Kevin?
Today, the Fraternal Order of Police lost a valued brother, a courageous police officer who got up this morning, went to work, and wanted to protect the city of Chicago. He did just that, but he did so with his life. He will be missed by the FOP, by the city of Chicago, by his wife, his children, and the entire city. Our thoughts and our prayers are with him and his family tonight, and we will do whatever we can to help his family. Thank you.
Okay, being mindful of what's going on, I'll take a few questions. He was an officer from the 2nd District. He came on in February of 2017. He and his partner were actually doing something else and responded to the officer needs assistance call. When they pulled up, they heard the gunshots, and they did what the heroic officers always do. They ran towards that gunfire. So they weren't assigned to that particular call, but they went because that's what we do. Yes. So when they're first out on the street, they're on a probationary period for about a year and a half. He had just recently completed that, so he was a full-fledged police officer.
Superintendent, is the offender in a history of either firearm violence or any other criminal offense?
Not that we can find, no.
Can you say anything about a second officer being hit?
A second officer was struck holster, so he wasn't actually struck in his body physically, but his holster was struck.
Superintendent, are these issues with the hospital's active shooter, are those things that your department's trained on, things that you've worked with the hospital administration?
Yeah, it is. As a matter of fact, we train with the hospitals and the fire department for incidents just like this. And I will tell you all this. Those officers that responded today saved a lot of lives, because this guy was just shooting that poor woman that got off an elevator. Had nothing to do with nothing, and he shot her. Why? There's no doubt in my mind that all those officers that responded were heroes, and they saved a lot of lives, because we just don't know how much damage he was prepared to do. Yeah. Correct. Yes, she was shot by the offender. That's who shot her.
Can you talk a little bit about the guns? Did he have multiple guns on him, one gun?
He had one gun, but like I said, this has been a difficult day. As the mayor said, we went from the highs this morning to the lowest of lows. So with that, I'm just going to close and just ask you all to please say a prayer for that police officer and his family, and for those other victims that were gunned down needlessly today. Thank you all.
How many children did he have?
3.